Our ministry groups and what they did during the week. Okay, the groups were broken down. By the way, there were 750 kids, and there were about 50 workers, including interns from. They have a school where they train kids for ministry, and they had some of them come in. That's called the Honor Academy. But they had project coordinators that were over. The groups were broken down into different countries. And what was our country?
Panama!
They were in Panama, and our city was what?
Chitre.
Right, so it was broken down by countries and then cities within that country. We were Panama, Chitre. So there were project coordinators over the different countries. And so we had a project coordinator over Panama, and then there were team leaders over the different cities. So we had team leaders, and you'll see them in some of the pictures later on. And then they had ministry advisors who were some of the adults that then oversaw the ministry activities of a group of 5 to 7 kids or so. And so this is the ministry group that these guys got into. Go ahead, Josh.
All right. These are called MIGs, which is Minister in Groups. As Sam told you, we went out at like 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then when we got there, we would get in our MIGs and go minister to people and paint houses and such. That guy on the right, that's me. And then the other guys, they don't really matter. That's Sam, Danielle, John. And the 2 people on the left, they're from Minnesota. They had like 30 kids with them. But we got those 2. That's Kelsey and Raj.
Raj was your ministry advisor, right? Your MIG leader?
Yeah. He was the youngest MIG leader. Yeah, you guys got the older one.
Like,
oh, never mind, that's you.
I was the old one, yeah. Thanks for sharing. Go ahead.
This is a house that woman in the middle, I don't remember her name, that whole thing behind them was junk. It was just crap everywhere. We actually found a cockroach, and we said in Spanish, which is La Cucaracha. All the little kids started singing and dancing. It was pretty cool. And they helped us clean the yard. We threw it into this hole, and then we prayed with her and stuff. And that's actually not even our MIG. So prompt.
But what would the MIGs do during the day, Josh?
We would go out and we would search for people who needed help. We would just ask anybody if they needed anything done with their house, their yard. And then afterwards we would, evangelize to them and try to lead them to God. This was actually the third day, but we went to them on the first day, and you see the blue curtain in the back. That's where their door would be. And the door was completely mangled because he had some guy break into his house and steal everything he had. So we went the first day and we worked for a good hour and a half trying to fix the door, and finally Roger and Kelsey, they fixed the door, while me, John, Danielle, and Sam, we painted the house. As you can tell by my pants, we did more painting on me than we did the house. But, I mean, it's all good. And then all the little kids, they were awesome. They were there every morning at 7 waiting for us to get there. And they did as much work as we did. They were just, at my age, at their age, I wasn't going, yeah, Dad, can I come with you and paint a house? I was going, I'm sitting in bed. These kids out every day at 7:30 trying to paint. It was awesome.
Who's that on the left, John?
That is the coolest guy we met on the trip. That's Willie, the translator. He was awesome. And then you can see Raj on the left next to Willie. Above him, we got him saved on the first day. He's 15. His name's Abel. Sam's new best friend. He was really, after we got him saved, every day he was there. He was working with us every day. He was the bomb. We already miss him, right, Sam? Next, this is us painting another woman's house. That's all we did. We barely built the house. We painted all week. But it was cool. We got Danielle actually evangelized to her this third day there, which was cool. Clap.
Danielle's going to tell us about that when it's her turn.
Alright, next. This is just a picture of us and our MIG and Abel. He was part of our MIG. We adopted him. He was cool.
Is that the lady?
Yeah, thank you, Andre. Does anybody remember her name? I don't know how to pronounce it. It started with an A or something.
Eriquita, something like that?
Yeah. What was it, John? A little louder? I couldn't.
Eriquita, something? I don't remember. It was like Erica with Spanish. Nice.
Yeah. We painted inside and outside. Actually, really cool story. Last year, the missionaries actually helped with her house, and they told her that next year someone would be back and paint her house. And the first day, that was the first door we knocked on, and she couldn't believe it. She was barely awake. She's like, huh? And then we told her who we were and what we were doing, and then she told Willie the story in Spanish because we didn't understand it. And she said that the people from last year told her we would be there next year painting the house, and here we are. Next.
Well, that's our MIG group. So Jen and I were in a group together with 3 other kids, and one of them was from Minnesota, but 2 of them were from New Jersey. I think. Or was it 2 of them?
No. Colin was from Maryland.
Oh, that's right.
Joe was from Minnesota.
Oh, right.
And Sarah was from New Jersey.
Yeah. So those are the kids that we worked with. We went out into the community with every day. That's us with our group. Oh, that's a woman whose house we painted the inside of her house. Her name was Evelia, and that's her daughter, Lorna. And so, you know, you walk into her house, and you know they got these curtains, things, and whatever. And it's just the house is just wood thrown together. You know, there's all different kinds of wood in the house. You know, for walls and you know just exposed studs with plywood on it, and you know just bare. And so we asked her if we wanted to paint her house. At first, she was a little suspicious when we came by. I think she was looking like out the gate, like, you know. But we told her what we were doing, so she invited us in. We painted her house. But you know, she had in the house. It was basically 2 rooms, you know, 2 little rooms, and you know, so her and her husband and the kids sleep in one room, and then they had a little kind of kitchen area, and then they had a little closet that was their bathroom. You know, the bathroom is basically just a hole, you know, on the floor, and it needs to be cleaned out regularly. And the floor, there was a dirt floor in the house, you know, and so nothing was even. So we had to move all of her furniture to paint the inside of the house. And then when we wanted to move it back, you know, she had everything was propped up on special sized blocks. You know, she found little different kinds of blocks to prop all the furniture. So we couldn't even get her furniture back into order. Here she was like, yeah, when my husband gets home, we'll take care of it, because there was, you know, but that's you know kind of a typical scenario that we found. You know, people live in these houses that they threw together with dirt floors and no plumbing, and you know they have water on a they have like a 5-gallon jug of water on this little contraption that they could just tip it, so they could just tip it to get water or tip it to use it for whatever, and so that was her house. That was I think on the first day, and then I think there's a picture on the last day, because on the last day we shared the gospel with her, and she accepted Christ, and you can see that the walls are white now. That was what we did in the house. So.
I don't have to tell you guys. Come on now. Shut it up.
That's the first day, Josh. Talk about the house that we built. That's just us on the slab.
What am I saying?
Tell us about the house. Step up your game, Josh.
He shouldn't have to tell you.
All right, Ken. Well, can we find a picture of Hector then?
I don't think I managed to get a picture of Hector in there.
Well, good job there. All right. Well, we had orientation the second day, and this guy Hector, he came to Rancho Alamo Bonito, and he told us what we were going to